I'm finally doing a tier list again, but this time it's outside of a fighting game. It's finally about one of my favorite video games ever, Persona 4. So I'm going to be trying to ranking characters here, and I don't know if I'm really good at doing this because I just don't know. Because there's a lot of characters in Persona 4 that I have to really go through, and I will say this off the offset, I've played Golden in the past. I do not own Golden as of this point, so my characters and stuff that is associated with Golden only may be a little bit fuzzy. But let's start from Marie. I don't like Marie. You know what? No, that's not fair. Trash is a little bit unfair. I'm putting her in the C tier. Marie, her design saves me. That's it. That's it. I'm sorry, Marie fans. I literally cannot stand Marie. Like, I don't know why they even had to add her in Persona 4. She kind of just... I get, like, the only thing that saves her for me is, like, you know, a better connection to Izanami and all that, because Izanami kind of came flat out of nowhere in the original game, but, like, I don't like her. Anyway, let's start with Adachi. Come on, it's Adachi. Now, the Adachi, like, I'm not some Adachi shill, but, like, I know why he acts the way he does, and it's kind of, you know, it's kind of genius how it works in Persona. You know, you got this whole shit about this game where you're trying to go around, you know, bonding with people, getting close to them. You got Adachi, who's on the opposite side of you, even with the same English voice, who literally cannot make friends to save his life, and is just an overall depressed, sad boy who can't, like, just, life treated him shit, and so he just, you know, it's like, you know what, F it. I mean, if life's going to treat him like shit, might as well just have some kind of fun. Start pushing women into TVs, and start, it's like, you know what, the world's going to collide with the shadow world, so shit, F it. Screw it. Let everything happen. You know, I'm not going to go to some big psychological study on Adachi right now. The point is, I like the guy. Plus, anyone with a counterpart, I love counterparts. I love counterparts, and especially when they're done right. And I think Adachi was really done well. Now, the only reason he's not an SS tier, because, I don't know, I don't feel safe putting Adachi in SS tier. I don't want to make people think like I'm an Adachi shield, because, you know, there are some things I have wrong with his character, but overall, I think his, I guess, positives, which are his negatives, outweigh everything else. So, yeah. Ebihara. Honestly, I can't remember much of Ai's. I don't call her Mai. I can't remember much of Ai's freaking social link. I remember her. She tried to kill herself. Well, she wasn't going to do it, but I remember her trying to jump off that damn roof and shit like that. But she's so hard to try to get as a confidant, man. I mean, I say confidant, my bad. She's so hard to get as a social link. Damn, Persona 5. But yeah, she's so hard to get as a social link, man. Like, you gotta, like, really, like, she can, and then one thing is, she's one of the very few characters in Persona 4 who can reverse their social link, and that's an automatic no from me. That's an automatic no for me, but she's not a bad character. I mean, it takes a while to get to her, and she does become a better person at the end of it. It's just, nah. Alright, let me remember her name. Ayane? It's been so long since I played Persona 4. It's been so long, but I like her. You know, I give her an A for me. You know, she's this shy girl who really doesn't want to stand out too much in the crowd despite wanting to. And I could kind of sympathize with that. She reminds me of this girl I knew when I was back in, I think middle school. And she was really talented, but she was really too shy to kind of speak up for herself and stuff like that. And I was really good friends with her, but she was a sweet girl. And I remember playing Persona 4, I was like, you know, she reminds me of Ayane. She reminds me of this character. And I don't know, I liked her. You know, I like Ayane. She's pretty sweet. She's not like an overly, you know, a mean person like some other characters could be and stuff like that. So yeah, Ayane gets an A from me. Chie! Ooh, you know what? If we're talking about Persona, if we're talking about just Persona 4 Chie, just base Persona 4 Chie, she gets an S rank for me. If we're talking about Golden Chie, she goes in C. I like Chie in base Persona 4. She's pretty down-to-earth, chill, nice, excellent voice actress. Just a good character. If we're talking about Persona 4 Golden Chie, oof, Aaron Fitzgerald needs to stop. No, look, I have nothing, as I said before many times, I have nothing against Aaron Fitzgerald, but her Chie is like nails on the goddamn chalkboard, and I want it to stop right now. No, Tracy Bruin is the best Chie. I don't care what anyone says. I cannot stand Chie past the original Persona 4. I cannot stand her in any of the new games. I can't stand her in Cross Tag Battle. I can't stand her in Persona 4 Golden. I can't stand her in Dancing. I can't stand her in Arena. I can't stand her in Persona Q. Just can't. Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it, dude. Base Persona 4 Chie was best Chie. Alright, let me remember. Daisuke. he never really stuck out to me, but I give him a B. He's a pretty chill character. I'm trying to remember exactly what he meant to me. Like, I know he was like part of the teams and shit like that, but I can't remember what Daisuke did. I think I never really chose his route. I think I chose Ichijo's route more than his, because he was just kind of there in the background. Because I try to, every time I play Persona 4, I try to at least, choose the opposite social links that I can get a chance to try before, but Dojima, the god himself. Nah, I'm kidding. Dojima is a perfect, just showing about how a man who lost his wife has to raise a child on his own, and he kind of has to work all hours and stuff like that, try to maintain peace and keep things upright. And, he comes home drunk a lot. Nanako kind of has to do his work and shit like that. And then after Nanako gets, screwed over by the TV world, the man kind of breaks down. Like, I like Dojima's character. I guess some people have gripes with him because, he's really neglectful of Nanako, but I feel like it's kind of justified. And plus, the man is suffering from a lot of pain from losing his wife and having to raise Nanako, a constant reminder of his wife, raising her, and, he's not doing so well. And I like talking to Dojima, Now, I understand some people had gripes with him when he tried to take in you the character. He tried to take in you to hold you for questioning and shit like that. But honestly, that's kind of like his job, like he's a police officer. It's kind of like his job to do that kind of thing, like not like, be overly, like a really negative way of a police officer job, but like more of a, upright standing kind of one. But, I feel like I understand why people have gripes with Dojima's character, but honestly, I don't really see much of it. Okay, so I can't remember the mom's name. Emmy? Yeah, that's her name. Emmy. B. Honestly, I think her social link is pretty forgettable to me. Like, I get it that, like, hers is based around, her not being able, like, her marrying into a new husband, and there's a kid there that she really can't get, close to. But honestly, it's really boring. Like, I feel like it could have been more interesting than it was, but it's really boring. I feel like if it would have worked better if the social link was that Yuta kid, and then and him trying to understand why his dad would remarry to another woman, and then him trying to bond with the mom. I would have been fine with that, but I feel like that would have been too much the same. I could have sworn there was a confidant Persona. No. I think I keep saying confidant. Social link. God damn it, Persona 5 ruined it. Persona 5 ruined it for me. I can't even say social link anymore. But yeah, Emmy's okay. Okay, now we got the fox. It's a fox. It's helpful. I'm gonna put it in A. The fox is pretty helpful, so I can't really put it lower. But it's a fox. Okay, well here we go. Now we got the oh my god, what was her name? I'm so sorry, guys. I remember her confidant so well, but I cannot remember her name. The old lady. I'm gonna put her in S tier. Actually, no, I'm gonna put her in SS tier. It's like her like I feel like she embodies what Persona 3 meant, like about how, the concept of death was like the whole point of the game and everything. And seeing this old woman who had lost her husband, who had experienced a lot of things in her life, come to the terms that, she is deaf. She's kind of like the last person. It's like the last person in her life standing. And, I like that. She was really interesting. Like, first of all, trying to find her was like really hard, but like she's pretty interesting as a character. I like that. I mean, granted, her freaking I keep saying confidant. Her social link is the death arcana, and it fits perfectly well with her character. Like, she's based around, the concept of death and how, you in your old age constantly thinking about that sort of thing and how you've essentially just outlived most of the people around you and everything like that. So I really like her social link. I just cannot remember her name to save my life as of this moment because my brain is drawing a goddamn my brain is drawing a blank right here. I apologize so bad. I am so sorry, but I love her social link, and she's an overall nice character too. Overall nice character. It's nice learning, more about people who have experienced a lot of things in their life and seeing how they've made it up to this point. How they made it up to this point in their lives. So I like learning that kind of thing. You learn more about an older character you can learn more from. Igor, dude. I mean, is it wrong for me not put Igor in SS tier? I mean, the guy literally is the reason you can even use personas. I mean, he's the reason you can fuse personas, the reason you can actually, do shit in the game. I don't think I need to explain Igor. Kanji also gets an S tier from me. Kanji was never one of my favorite characters, but I can't drop him any lower than S. Like, the guy is a pretty cool character. the subject of, you know, him, you know, being like, you know, liking cute things and, you know, trying to hide, you know, under like a sense of masculinity, trying to like not let people let people in. You know, I like that. You know, there's a subject for him, you know, being possibly gay, but I'm not going to get into that big argument and that big discussion right now. The point is, Kanji is a Chad god, and he deserves to be an S tier. All right, Ichijo. Oh boy, was his name Go Ichijo? I think that's his whole name. I just remember him by Ichijo. I give him an A rank. Like honestly, when I look at him enough, like his character design, because it doesn't, you know, stick out to me, kind of looks like he just bleeds in, you know, whatever. But yeah, I liked learning about him, how he was an orphan adopted into this family. He kind of like has to, like, you know, play the, like, not play the fool, but kind of like, you know, meld with this, like trying to meld with this new family he's in and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. If I could remember much of it though, it's been so long. Like some of the social links really don't stick with me. Like I have to remember a lot of it just to try to get back to it. And I honestly didn't feel like playing the whole game again just to get this list made. Margaret is a tough opponent to put on here, but I'm gonna put her in B. Margaret is by far to me the least interesting of the social of the Velvet Room attendants. She's like, it's like Elizabeth is a hard character to top, dude. Elizabeth was like the character for the Velvet Room, besides Igor, that is. Like Elizabeth is so hard to top. And I like Caroline and Justine. You know, they're abrasive, but I like how they play off each other. And I like Lavenza. I just wish I had Persona 5 Royal to learn more about Lavenza. And Theodore's a pretty cool guy, too. You know, the fact that you have a male Velvet Room attendant, he gets dogged on by all the other female characters. It's so sad. But he's still a pretty cool guy. But Margaret just, she's okay. She's, you know, the more mature one. She's the older one. She's the one, you know, the more level-headed one. But I never really found her all that interesting, me personally. I like her younger siblings more because they're a lot more quirky and they have a lot more interesting things to say. Okay, Mitsuo Kubo. I mean, the dude's trash. It's Mitsuo Kubo, dude. Who ranks Mitsuo higher than trash tier? Who ranks Mitsuo's higher than trash tier? The guy's literally a creep. Ugh. Anyway, moving on to Taro Namatame. Let's put Namatame in B. I like the idea of Namatame being the red herring for the characters to follow until they realize it. Oh shit, he's not the real suspect. I wish that Namatame had his persona, because we know for a fact that he had the potential to do so because Izanami gave it to him. Like, we don't, like, he just couldn't use it. Because if you had Izanagi and Adachi had Magatsu Izanagi, considering that the characters represent hope, despair, and calamity and whatnot, and Magatsu Izanagi is like calamity Izanagi, we can only assume. Oh wait, no, it was hope, despair, and calamity. Yeah. So technically, Namatame was in this, you know, role of being despair. So technically, he would have had Zetsubo Izanagi if we were to go that far, because Zetsubo means despair. Like, I can imagine his Izanagi being green. I don't know why. I just feel like the word despair would fit the color green. And, like, his could have had like a green-tinted Izanagi. I don't know. Maybe that's just my desires projected onto a game that's actually, like, that I really want to see more of. Okay, Nanako, come on. If I didn't rank Nanako in SS tier, people would just freaking snap my neck. And I probably would snap my own neck, too. No, I mean, Nanako's just the most precious child. She's precious. It's so sad what she goes through in the game, dude. She's such a nice character. She's a little girl who doesn't even have her father home all the time. And she kind of essentially had to do all the housework, do the cooking and whatnot. It's so sad to see a little girl just so lonely, man. And then what's worse about it, she freaking dies, man. Like, come on. Granted, you could save her, but the fact that she can die sucks so much, dude. It's just like Nako's already a sad character trying to, like, you know, see the better side of things. Her dying is just like digging a knife further into the wound, dude. All right. Oh my God. What was his name? Naoki. There we go. I put him in C. Honestly, I get that, you know, the character about him is like, you know, his sister died. And now, you know, everybody's treating him like he's like, you know, some kind of baby bird, needs to be protected and everything, and he doesn't like that. But honestly, I can't remember much of his social link. It kind of fleets me. I just never really thought much of him as a character. I mean, I get get it, but I mean, at least he's way better than Marie. I can say that much. Damn. I'm dropping Marie further. F her. I'm dropping her further. Design helps me, but no, it's not gonna help me. Anyway, Naoto. I put Naoto in the A+ tier. Naoto's a pretty cool character. Detective Prince and all that. I just personally like Naoto in general. Like I like the whole trying to discover that, like, essentially she was trying to, it's because like the detective agencies and shit, right? And they see men as like more of like, they see women kind of like, not, I can't say lesser beings, I don't want to say that, but more like, below them. And Naoto kind of essentially like, kind of act more like a guy, try to fit into all that. And then the facade breaks once you learn about his shadow. It's like, oh, Naoto's actually a woman, which, I kind of saw that one coming, like, before I even played the game all the way through. I kind of saw that twist coming. It just seemed a little bit, too obvious. And then, like, her relationship, like, well, not her relationship, or her encounter with Kanji, about, how to play it, how it plays into his character as well, about, him being attracted, like, he's a guy, but he's into me. So, like, what does that make me? I like how that plays into Kanji as well, Kanji and Naoto best ship. And anyway, moving on to Rise. Rise gets an S tier for me. Now, I don't really dig too many idol stories, but I feel like Rise's was done pretty well. Rise, idol character, kind of just essentially wants to, move away from it all, settle down and whatnot. But then, there's opportunities to keep popping up. She wants people to see her as, Rise, but not as the Rosette character. But then she comes to later accept that Reset is just one part of herself. And I really do like that revelation, though. It's more of like, hey, you may put on this character, but they're not you. It's just a part of you, and then a part of you that you made yourself. And I like that. Reset is an overall character. This is an overall fun character, too. Like, Reset is just peppy overall, and, she's easily recognizable too. Like, if you would have recognized one character from Persona, you would easily recognize Rise of all people. Okay, now we got Sayako the nurse. Sayako, I'll give her a B. Honestly, rarely if ever do I get a chance to finish Sayako's social link, but I try to do my best to do it because she lets you go out at night. She's one of the social links that lets you go out at night, at least in the base Persona 4. And, she's pretty cool. Like, older women. I don't have to explain that. Older women, I don't have to explain that one. But yeah, I like how she represents the devil arcana, though. She kind of like, flirts with you and everything like that. I kind of like that. It's a nice way of trying to tie the. Obviously some of the characters, their arcana ties with their character, but I feel like hers works in an interesting way. The devil arcana, Sayako. Yeah. All right, here we go to this kid. Do not remember his name, but I remember his confidant about him. What? I keep saying confidant, damn it! Okay, social link. What was his? Let me remember. His was about, like, I know he was studying and his parents kind of like hyped him up a little bit. I think his mom, right, kind of hyped him up too much, despite him just trying, keep everything simple. And then, he saw himself as an overachiever, I think. I can't remember, honestly. I'm just going to put him in C tier because I don't remember. I don't remember him. I don't remember, dude. I don't remember. Teddy, the boy, the god. I keep saying the god for every character. Teddy gets an A+ for me. Honestly, people have gripes with Teddy, and I could totally understand where they're coming from, but I never really found Teddy all that bad. Sometimes those bear puns will get a chuckle at me because I like those old crusty ass jokes that people throw. I kind of like those jokes. About that another video error. Oh my god, dude, these freaking these tier lists are taking up, like, getting hit with so many errors. Anyway, so as I was saying before, Teddy, one of my main gripes I have with Teddy is just that, like, I can't really play as him. He has this little walking thing, like where he walks alongside you. You hear that the footsteps like whoop 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 whoop, and that's the main gripe I have with Teddy. Overall, I really do like Teddy. The interesting fact about him being a shadow, gaining an ego and developing his own persona, his own human self. It's really interesting. That's kind of a way that, like, I like it. It's like that thing where they took with Labrys and had, like, I say Labrys, my bad. Aigis. And she was essentially a robot that gained, like, more of a human understanding, and she was able to use a persona and stuff like that. I like that, and Teddy works on the same way as that. It's kind of the same way as that. It's not the exact same way, but it kind of works in the same way as that. But I like Teddy. He's a pretty cool character, and I feel like he's not that annoying as people make him out to be. I personally don't think Morgana's annoying as much people think out to be, although the whole get the bed memes are still funny. Anyway, moving on to Yosuke. I mean, here we go. Now, if we're talking about base Persona, 4, then Yosuke's up there. I like Yosuke. I just feel bad at what they've done with him in the rest of the games, dude. Like, they kind of do Yosuke pretty dirty in the later games, man. They treat him like shit later on in the series, and it doesn't matter where he is. If he's in Cross Tag, they treat him like shit. If he's in freaking Arena, they kind of treat him like shit. If he's in Golden, they want a dog on his ass, and he's always the one getting hit with the main hits first. But I think Yosuke is the bro character done right in Persona. You know, he, like, out of all the characters in this game, Yosuke is a person I feel like I would know in real life. You know, I feel like if Yosuke was a dude who lived in my neighborhood when I was younger, I would know him and he would be my friend. That's how I see it as. You know, Yosuke feels like a human character, at least as a base Persona 4. I feel like he, as a person, is really well done. You know, like, I feel sorry they dog on his ass later in the series, like later on the Persona 4 games and stuff like that. But I like him as he is. Yukiko, on the other hand, as much as I like Yukiko, I cannot. The thing about these Persona 4 characters, right, is that they have their own good quirks that make them stand out. You know, Chie's peppy, Yosuke's pretty chill, he has his moments, Naoto is cool and aloof and shit like that, Kanji's aggressive, but these are characters you can look at and you're like, damn, dude, I would like to hang out with these characters. They are so distinct and they hang out. Yukiko, on the other hand, kind of just doesn't stick out for me that much. You know, I mean, she's like, out of all the main party members in Persona 4, Yukiko is kind of the one that bleeds into the crowd the most. You know, like, Yukiko could have been a social link, and I feel like her impact would have been the same, if that sounds a little bit cruel. Like, Yukiko just doesn't stick out enough for me to say, hey man, Yukiko is like one of the better characters in the series. She doesn't really stick out to me all that much. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, after, you know, learning about how it was when in her first dungeon, about how she and her relationship with Chie and everything like that, I can kind of get that. You know, I liked her then, but, like, you know, over time, she kind of just, you know, fades into the background for me. Again, not like I hate Yukiko. I personally believe if she was only just a social link and not a party member, I feel like things still wouldn't be too different. But honestly, I don't want to do Yukiko that dirty. She is one of the best healers in the game, though. I think she's the best healer in the game. So I have a use for her on my team. So I can't say that. I get more use out of her than Naoto or Kanji, you know. But I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I feel sorry for even dogging on Yukiko all that much. I like her little quirks, though. I like her little character quirks. You know, she just starts laughing out of nowhere. I mean, granted, I know why people don't like that, but, like, it hasn't bothered my ass. But yeah, Yukiko kind of just, she's like the least interesting of the Persona 4 party members to me personally. Just to me. I mean, I don't hate her. I like her. It's just, you know, I mean, All right, here we go. Oh my god, I cannot remember. I don't remember her. I know she's one of the Moon Archons. Like, if you don't choose Ayane, you can choose this girl. Cannot remember her name, and just because I can't remember her, I'm putting her in C. I know she has something to do with her father, who, like, left her mother or something like that, like a divorce or some shit like that, or her father cheated. Oh no, if I remember correctly, I think her father was dying. But before all that, her father was like, I think he either cheated on her mother or they just got a divorce, and so, like, she kind of had to come to terms with meeting her father again and try to make peace with him before he died. That's what I remember that, but I don't remember her as the character person. I think all I remember her being just mean and biting back at people. That's all I remember. I'm probably wrong, but that's all I remember. And finally, we got Yu Narukami. I mean, dude, it's you. Like, okay, not counting the character you. Like, not counting the character Yu Narukami. Just you as the player avatar. It's the player avatar. I kind of have to rank him like an SS. I mean, you're playing as the character the entire time. You become this Chad god who can summon a bunch of personas and literally beat the gods to death and all these other gods and shit and fight along with your best buddies. I mean, I kind of have to rank you in SS tier. I'm not even talking about you Narukami. I'm talking about just straight up you, the player, as this character. And yeah, like, if I ranked your player avatar lower, I kind of feel like I would, you know, like the one thing that gets me about Yu Narukami is that like the thing is when he finally develops into his own character past the games, you kind of look back and think, hey, you know, when you look back at Persona 3, they kind of did more with Minato, right? Despite him not being able to talk all that much, despite him being your player avatar, they did more with him and the concept of death. You know, they worked with him. With Persona 5, they lead Joker into the more, like, you know, phantom thievery and shit in the plot of the games. But when you look back at it, I don't remember them doing much with Yu Narukami other than just, like, you know, him getting Izanagi, you know, and, you know, just making your friends, making the friends you make in the social links throughout the game. That's something you do, not the main character. But, like, they work more with Minato and Joker in their games than they do with Yu Narukami in his game. And I guarantee Persona 4 is a lot more small scale and in a lot smaller rural town. You know, you're not dealing with, like, you know, changing people's hearts or the concept of death. You're trying to, you know, work with, you know, getting bonding with others and, you know, friendship and all that noise. But I don't know. I feel like they could have done more with you as a player avatar rather than just like how they you know, did with him in his original games and stuff like that. I feel like they did better with Minato and Joker than they did with you as the player in Persona 4. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's my tier list. I'm gonna get hit hard with some angry Marie fans. I already know there's some angry Marie fans that are gonna come out the goddamn woodwork and just beat the shit out of me. And I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this thing. I don't give a shit. Let's go.